Good afternoon everybody, it's the Fragrant Jock here with another honest opinion, or as honest as I can. I've not done one for about a week, so I thought I'll do one. As I say, I've said before in a couple of my last videos, I've kind of went full circle. I'm not spending as much on fragrances anymore. Excuse me. And the reason for that is I've found my favourites and that's what I'm sticking to. And I think that is a good way to go about it, because at the end of the day you'll buy and you'll spend a lot of money in fragrances, and it gets to be a bit of an addiction, and you'll end up just with loads and loads of fragrances that you'll never use. You're better picking out ones that you really want to use and you think are outstanding and stick to them. I'm not saying one or two. You can have, you could have a few, but a cupboard full of fragrances, you're never going to wear them. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, I suppose we've got to, although if we're going to do honest opinions or reviews, we need to try things. So samples, or samples, get samples of things rather than buy bigger bottles, because as I say, I sold a lot of my fragrances, especially a lot of the more expensive ones. But today is a company I discovered in the last 3 weeks, and I've seen a couple of reviews, and I'm always open to try other things, and especially inspired expressions or clones. A lot of the clone houses and a lot of the inspired expressions are more or less in America, but you're getting doers now here, but obviously they're in LA. You've got Alexandria here. They're based in America as well, but you can get them here. Two good companies. Rosa Salas is another one that's really good. But I discovered this company and I thought, I'll try it, because there was a couple of decent reviews. I think Mersey Sense was one of them. Really nice guy. He done a review, and I think an inspired expression of Tobacco Vanille. And so I thought I'll give them a go, because some of the reviews, it's hard to tell when you read some written reviews. It's a bit like Doer, there's not one that's bad. So you're thinking, who actually done these reviews? The written ones. But anyway, I thought I'll chance it. So I bought a couple, and the two that I bought, and I've had one for about a week and one for a couple of days, and this is them here. It's a company called KDJ. And this is the two I got. I got Aventus cologne, which had really good reviews. And this is the extract, by the way. You can get them in all different different formulas. You can get from the tester to the 50% extract. This is the 50% extract in Aventus cologne, and this is the 50% extract in Side Effect. So they're two inspired expressions. I'm surprised I get away with the names, but obviously this is an inspired expression of Side Effect by Initio, and this is Creed's Aventus cologne, which both of them have tried. I've tried Aventus cologne in a sample, and I sold Side Effect. I bought Initio Side Effect off C Scents. Really lovely fragrance, quite addictive. But anyway, so I bought these. I've had the Aventus cologne for about a week. This is the packaging. It's kind of basic kind of packaging. It comes in a box like this. KDJ inspired. If I can focus. And then it comes in the outer box of that. So it's very basic packaging. The bottles are okay. Plastic top. Quite light plastic top. Okay, plain label. Bottles are quite solid. I've had a wee bit of an issue with the spray on this one, but I don't know if it's anything to do with because of the fact it's extract, and it's quite thick juice. So I don't know if it's blocking. So, every now and again you get that. Maybe I'll need to give it a wee wash out and clean it out. I've had this one for about a week. Tried it a few times, and I can honestly say, this was £35 for the 50% extract. It's £35, and that's free shipping. I think they're based in Bolton, and to be honest with you, it's really nice. As I say, I've tried Aventus cologne. It's very close. They're never absolutely spot on, nothing is. But it's very close. And the Aventus cologne, when I had a sample, I've got to be honest with you, it didn't last any longer on my skin. I was trying to smell it 2 hours later, and I could barely smell it. It really didn't last. But this, I must have got about 4, nearly 5 hours out of this. It is quite strong. No great 4 or 5 hours, but for the price factor, and as I say, for me it's about, it's very, very close. It's not perfect, but it's, 90% there. Most people won't be able to tell the difference. They won't. This is quite fruity. As I say, a lot of people turn their noses up about clones or inspired expressions, but I don't. I think there's definitely a market for it, because if you look at the cost of fragrances, as I think Jeremy Fragrance said it the other day in one of his reviews, it costs very little for the actual fragrance itself. It's the marketing and packaging that costs a fortune. So what are these companies making? You're never going to get it spot on either, but this, it really is it's a nice fragrance. It smells good in the air and it smells good in the skin, and it's very close to the original. As I say, it's kind of no frills kind of packaging, but it's quite thick juice. I think that's why it's blocking. You see, it's quite dark. And the other one I got, Side Effect, again, very, very close to the original. This is the extract, quite thick juice, as you can see. It goes on. I've had it in my hand, and I've been out, and it's quite windy outside. Still quite chilly in Glasgow. And I can smell it no bother off my hand, and that was only one. It's quite oily though, that was the thing I was going to say. Be careful. If you get the 50% extract, which I would recommend because it's well worth it and it's going to last longer, just be careful in a white shirt, because this would probably stain. So be careful that way. I would spray before I put anything white on. Darker clothes are okay, or you could do a test on it, but I would be careful because it is quite oily. But the Side Effect is nice as well, very close to the original. Nothing harsh about it at all. Quite appealing in both of them. Side Effect's quite intoxicating. It's a very unusual smell. It's quite addictive. The Aventus cologne, as I say, very close to the original, really good. I mean, this is another one that's very, very close to the original, and it's better performance as far as I'm concerned, and that's Dua's Collateral Damage. Another one I've used quite a bit of this. Very close, and I would say the Collateral Damage is slightly longer lasting in the KDJ or KDJ. I would say it's a bit longer lasting, but for the price factor, £35, free shipping, this is about £40 once you count shipping. So, and that's 30ml, and this is 50ml. You could also layer them, two sprays of this, and then with this, never be able to tell it, they mix well. It really is a good fragrance. I've had Collateral Damage for a wee while, but I got a couple of Royal Chariots eventually off sent to London. Today I got them through. I'd waited a month on them, which was a bit much really, and I think the shipping cost is a wee bit a rip off as well, but I'm not blaming the guy the guy that runs it seems a genuine nice guy, but shipping costs could be a wee bit better. This is a new box for the doers. I was going to show you this. It's a wee kind of magnetic thing, and there's a wee silhouette and it sits in there. This is the new boxes for them. As I say, it was Royal Chariot Attar that I got. I've got a couple of ones there. But as I say, this was mainly about the KDJ company. Well worth a try. I would totally recommend. Just look on the site yourself. I think here's a leaflet on them. You'll get it, no bother. They sell loads of things like melts and everything. I'm going to buy some of the melts, and I'm going to buy some of the reed diffusers because I think they look really good as well. Rather than getting to Next and buy something that, £15, you can get one off them. It smells like aventus or something like that, and a reed diffuser for less than a tenner, so it's a really good deal. But this is a leaflet, so if you buy 2, you get the third half price, free shipping, free testers on orders over £75. It's well worth a try, and they've got a big list, a really big list of different inspired expressions. If you go onto the site, you'll see the reviews. Not all the reviews are really good. You can more or less pick, you can see yourself with the reviews what ones are actually quite good. But these 2 here, as far as I'm concerned, I will try more. I've ordered one of the Roja ones to see how that goes at £35 and another extract. But as far as I'm concerned, it's well worth a try. These 2 I would totally recommend for the price factor and outstanding value, and they do smell like the originals and they do last, so I would totally recommend that. But as I say, just a wee heads up on another company that I think is out there, and I still think companies, the OG companies are kind of ripping people off a bit. They're ripping people off with the price factor. So companies like this are worth a try. If you're not into the fancy frills and you don't mind packaging like this, go for it. I really do recommend it. Okay, but I hope everybody's safe and well. Bye for now.